Welcome to the second week of Halloween. I am so joyed that we're getting closer to Halloween. Oh, what's this? This story is called The Forgotten Spider-Man. Even though I'm such a Spider-Man fanatic, I can't wait to read this. Let's enjoy the story. I always love comics, especially superhero comics. Like a lot of people, I grew up reading Superman, Batman, Captain America, all that good stuff. But my absolute favorite was Spider-Man. It was no surprise that I grew up to work at a comic book store, but that's not important. You want to know about the story. Well, one day after work, I stopped off at this little run-down toy store. The guy that ran the place looked about obnoxiously, almost as if it wasn't there. I looked around. There was a few nice collectibles on the shelves, but what really caught my eye was a strange action figure. It was a Spider-Man action figure, but unlike any I'd ever seen. It was all red. Its webbing pattern was disorganized. The spider was crooked and looked like a real spider. Also, the lens appeared to be broken. There was a small painted-in cracks in the mask lens. That unnerved me a bit, but I still thought it was cool. I bought it for a mere 50 cents at the comic book store. Was given to me for free. Comes with the figure, the store owner said. The only thing I have ever heard him say while I was over there. I left and brought it home to my apartment. I set the toy on the shelf with the rest of my personal collections. Yes, I am a nerd. Get over it. You're here for the story, right? Anyways, I took the comic out of the bag and actually looked at it. It was creepy, to say the least. It looked like an homage to the Amazing Fantasy issue 15. Spider-Man's first appearance. The title read, The Forgotten Spider-Man, Issue 0. It looked like an action figure, but the person was holding looked limp. His head at an unnatural angle, his eyes closed. It didn't say who wrote it or illustrated it, no comic code, authority symbol, not even Marvel logo. It started with Peter Parker. As per expectation attending the radioactivity dissemination, I began to feel nostalgic as my eyes scanned the panels. The spider was caught on a radioactive energy. It landed on Peter Parker's hand and bit him. That was normal. But I noticed something weird. More like frightening. Instead of the bite, blood poured from the wound. It covered Peter's arm. He was screaming, begging for help as the others looked on in horror. The body became covered in red, reminiscent of a Carnage symbiote, and strange black condors ripped from his wrist and ankles, wrapping into the disorganized web pattern that I had seen on the toy. The spider bite Peter crawled into the chest and became a part of his body. A scientist reached out for Peter, but Peter lashed out and attacked him, strangling the others with the black webbing in a mindless rampage. Suddenly I forgot that I was a 25-year-old man and I was frightened like a child. Whispered, Spider-Man? I continued reading. Spider-Man, if I could call him that, started drooling, murdering people. The blood on the page was such in a deep shade of red. I almost thought it was the ink with real blood. I had to put it down. I was getting sick to my stomach. This was something that caught my eye. I turned to see, sitting on top of the fridge, was the toy. It was crouched in a trademark Spider-Man pose. It was freaky. I had to put it down on my shelf. Standing straight up, the cracked lens looked at me. And not just positioned in my direction, it was literally looking at me. I didn't know how, but somehow I knew it wanted me to keep reading the comic. So I picked it up and opened it again. Spider-Man. was still killing. But what I saw made it even worse. He was making his way home, ripping off Mary Jane's head and beating people with her spine along the way. I was getting horrified, and then, in a full splash panel, he had reached his house. He killed Uncle Ben, blind with rage, and then ripped off his arm and beat Aunt May to death with it. I was getting sick again. I could have sworn I heard laughing in the back of my mind. It was something that ended the issue I saw a preview to the next one, which shows Spider-Man holding what looked like Otto Octavius by his throat. I was grateful that issue was over, but mortified by its content. I turned to look at the Spider-Man toy. It was gone. Then I felt the issue slip away in a fraction of a second. The toy was gone, taking the comic with it. I sighed with relief until a voice spoke in my mind in a cruel, mocking tone.
Till next time, true believers.
It's been a month since that happened. I've learned that an artist who had attempted to submit his work, a full horror-themed Spider-Man comic book, to Marvel Comics, had died of overexhaustion, never eaten or drank, only worked on his body, just gave out. I learned after searching up the Forgotten Spider-Man on the internet, an article about an artist being the only one who could find. There was an image of the artist's desk, including the article, showing an unfinished cover of the comic I had read. I was still traumatized by the events that day, but I helped feeling bad for this artist, as all he wanted was something to appreciate his work. Now, I suppose that I'm a person, because I got this in my mail today, sent from the envelope, no return address. It was The Forgotten Spider-Man, Issue 1.
You just made a huge fucking mistake. When I find you, and I will find you, Dr. Creepypasta. And when I do, I will personally rip off your limbs, one by one. And I will at midnight do the honor of shoving them down your fucking throat.
Just as I expected. Marshall's on his way. He's going to be surprised at what I have to offer him. But on the meantime... I have you to play with. Come here. You like that? I know you do. Oh, you're such a masochist.
Marshall finds you.
Oh, shut up! Marshall's not gonna save you this time. For you see, I am not the doctor. You see, I am actually Dr. White. The other side of me. I am more twisted than Doctor is. I can do so many things to you. You have no idea. For example, I can just do this. I can use alchemy to take away something very precious to you. And you want to know what that is?
What?
I can take your ability away to have children.
What? You... But...
Oh, why hear him getting closer?
No.
Tick tock, 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 tick tock. You know why I'm so confident? You see, behind the door before this one, there's actually a C4 trap.
What?
He may be somewhat strong, but you see, these C4s are high explosives, and they're infused with incendiary gunpowder. So we'll see him burn alive together.
No.
Me and you, Midnight. Me and you. Pain is something that's so joyful. Hey, look at me when I'm talking to you! You must see what's gonna happen to poor Marshall. One.
Marshall!
2.
Don't!
3. Boom! He's dead now. Now, we have all the time in the world till Halloween starts. You're going to enjoy this. Dr. White's coming for you. Shh, 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 shh. Midnight, calm down. Rock-a-my baby on the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bout breaks, the cradle will fall. And here comes midnight, cradle and all. Shh, 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 shh. It's time to go to sleep. Midnight. Nighty night.